Hello again, I'm Mark Morris. Welcome to Along the Rock, our podcast that pays homage to the people of the Sauk Valley and the river that runs through it. My guest today, good friend Floyd Dunn. Floyd, thanks for coming up once again.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Last time we talked, which was, I guess, the first time we talked, that show actually aired at the end of August, I guess it was. So it's been a little while.
It's been a long, yeah.
So before we get into the nuts and bolts of what's happening now, and I guess you've grown a lot just since then, tell us a little bit about your organization for those who are not aware of it yet.
So we are the Valor Support Project. We are a local veteran nonprofit organization. We help strictly the Tri-County area. And I mean, basically we just try to help anybody that, might be needing assistance financially, emotionally, and then also physically, if we can help them physically, moving something or helping them at home, something like that. That's kind of what we're seems to be lately. A lot of it's financially, just helping people that might have an unexpected, traumatic thing happen in their life, and they can't afford to pay their bills plus whatever just happened. So they reach out to us, and we try to help them out to get that burden off, so that they can continue living life normally, and not have to worry about that specific crisis that they might have been going through.
Okay. Now, just let's run this once, and then we'll repeat it at the end, just for those who are watching. Somebody wants to get a hold of your group. Do they contact you? How do they do it?
We do have a Facebook. We have a Facebook, which is basically has all of our events and stuff like that on it. I also have a website, valorsupportproject.com. That's where you can make a donation. You can check out our board members, our little bios that we have. I also put our events on there. We also have our ambassador program, which I believe we started talking about back in August, that I just started. We do have our sponsors at the bottom of the page as well, but that's pretty much about it. Or we'll be at events, obviously, this summer. We usually try to pop into Rock Falls events to set up booths and stuff.
Sure.
So,
I understand you're serving more people now than you were before. And again, it hasn't been that long since we last talked.
Yeah.
But how many are you serving now, just in general, and how many are you capable of serving?
So we've actually helped out seven veterans and their families recently in the 6 months that we have been a nonprofit. I don't plan on, we can always find the funding. I'm not going to have a veteran or their family go without. We do have other resources that we can use as far as financing if I need to. But we do have donations coming in. People see the work that we're doing, and they really are appreciating what we're doing in the community because we are helping them. And people do see that the money is going to that.
Sure.
So I have no bad thoughts that we couldn't help out a family if we need to.
There's no waiting list, is what you're saying?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Last time we talked, you were also mentioning the fact that you would like eventually to get someplace to call your home base.
Yep.
Now that's still pending, right?
It is. I actually just recently started a donor box, which I didn't really have to, but I kind of wanted to set a goal for this year, for 2025. Mm-hmm. I just started it at the beginning, literally at January 1st. I created one because I wanted to try to raise $20,000 for our nonprofit. Right. Obviously, the money would be going to the families, but at the same time, we can start expanding. And that's kind of where I would like to go because I can see that we are making progress in the Tri-County area. And we are changing lives, and it means the world to me. So if we can get a storefront, it would be amazing. That way we can have our clients come in. We can even do events there, stuff like that. So I didn't think 20,000 would be outrageously impossible, but we will need the help from the community as well. So
sure. $20,000. That's a start on a rental space, a storefront, if you will.
That's yep.
Okay. Well, I understand you've got a speaker coming in before too long. I know we'll do a fast turnaround on this particular program so that people can watch it and get all the information. at that time. But tell us about that. Who's the speaker and what will he or she be talking about?
It all started with the mental health aspect. Like I said, we try to help people emotionally if we can. Obviously, we can't give legal advice, but we are an open ear. So I noticed a big mental health because we have NAMI here, who is one of our biggest supporters with mental health. They don't specifically help veterans, but they are 100% kind of sponsoring, helping, support this cause. So I reached out. I wanted to have a keynote speaker to talk about PTSD and mental health for veterans and soldiers and their families and what they go through. So I went around and I was searching the internet, and I found Wounded Warrior Project, which everybody is very aware of what Wounded Warrior Project is. So I reached out and I asked if we could get a guest speaker here. Well, Dan Miller is his name, and he's going to be coming January 17th to the Rock Falls American Legion to talk about how he overcame PTSD and mental health. Kind of his backstory a little bit was just he was suffering. He was in his truck. He had a gun to his head, and then he saw the Wounded Warriors brochure on his truck, on his seat. And then he just decided not to pull the trigger because he saw this guy in a wheelchair. And if he can do it and still carry on, what's stopping him? So I asked him to come out and share his story. He'll be here from 6 to 7 that Friday. It's an entirely free event. I'm not charging anybody anything. All we do is we're trying to ask for donations to help our cause, but at the same time we're going to split it in half with Wounded Warrior, and we're going to give half to them too because of what they're doing for us, and they're not even charging us anything. Yeah. So I'd like to split the proceeds.
Yeah, they do promote a lot.
They do.
Wounded Warrior.
They do, and that's a lot of that money helps pay for the speakers. So as an organization, I wanted to split 50-50.
Sure. Good relations are always important too. If you mentioned it, I missed it, and I'm sorry. Where did you say this is going to be taking place?
Rock Falls American Legion.
Legion, okay.
On the 17th from 6 to 7.
Okay, appreciate it. PTSD is obviously something that can be physical or have a physical origin, but doesn't always present itself in a physical way. So I guess when you say a wounded warrior, that's on the list of things that could be a wound.
Not all scars are visible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy because I recently just thought about, the whole reason why I started this nonprofit. And I started it because I had those demons. And I was in a really dark place, and I felt like I was letting my family down because I was in this dark hole. And then I had a guardian angel that saved me. So I started this because I wanted to be other people's guardian angels that they can't see. So starting with the Valor Support, and we're changing lives. And I mean, I think we've probably had 4 or 5 grown men cry because, I can relate. I was one of those guys that cried when somebody just, here, let me take this away from you and take that burden.
Sure.
So, no, you're correct. Not all scars are visible, but they're deep. And
they do eventually show themselves.
They do.
So, okay, one more time since we're running low on time here, but just tell me again if somebody wants to contact you. This is their first information about you. Tell them who they can call and how else they can contact them.
We just visit valorsupportproject.com. And that will give you all your information that you possibly need to know about us. Or you could check out our Facebook. We're usually posting something, at least 3 to 4 times a week. If it means maybe just uplifting quotes or event stuff, we try to update at least 3 or 4 times a week just to keep everybody fresh and let everybody know what's going on.
Okay. Good friend Floyd Dunn.
I appreciate it,
from the Valor
sir.
Project. You bet. That's why we're here. I would like to thank Floyd for coming, and also thank our crew in its entirety for making this program possible on a regular basis. I'm Mark Morris, and hope you can join us next time along the Rock.